Good morning. This is your media report for Monday, November 2nd, 2015. I'm Sergeant Lori McGee, Media Relations Officer for the St. John Police Force. From Friday morning, October 30th until today's date, police have responded to 278 calls for service. We would like to hear from anyone that has any information concerning any of our calls or investigations. We can be reached at 506-648-3333, at our email, police@stjohn.ca, or you can do it anonymously through the Provincial Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477 or on their website at crimemb.ca. On Friday morning at 10 a.m., a 27-year-old male who was identified as the accused in a theft of hair straighteners from Sobeys on October 16th was arrested on Waterloo Street and taken into custody. He was later released to appear in court at a later date. At 10:44 a.m., police were called to McLaren Boulevard for a report of a theft of a motor vehicle. The caller reports he was inside a unit doing some work and left a spare key in the ashtray of the vehicle. This led to the theft of the vehicle, which was later recovered on Spruce Street. The incident remains under investigation. At 3:54 p.m., a 26-year-old male was arrested in a parking lot off Endeavour Road for a violation of a court order. The accused was held in custody for a court appearance. At 9:35 p.m. Friday evening, a 69-year-old male reports he was walking down Sydney Street when he was pushed from behind and his wallet was stolen. The victim received minor injuries. The officers followed up with nearby businesses and surveillance video and were eventually able to identify two suspects. Two males ages 31 and 22 were arrested on Union Street at approximately 1:50 a.m. that morning and taken into custody. The 31-year-old male was later released on conditions to appear in court at a later date, while the other male was held in custody for a court appearance. At 9:51 p.m., police were called to a Britton Street residence for a report of a male who was assaulting a female. When police arrived, they attempted to take the male into custody when one officer was pushed by the female victim. The male resisted arrest and bit the officer. The accused fled the residence and was later arrested by another officer following a foot chase. The 30-year-old male was held in custody, charged with 2 counts of assaulting a police officer, obstruction, assault on the female victim, and unlawfully escaping custody. The 26-year-old female victim of the assault was arrested for assaulting a police officer and obstruction. She was also wanted on a committal warrant. She was later released to appear in court at a later date. At 9:59 p.m., while on Sydney Street on another matter, police were approached by a cab driver who reports he had an intoxicated male in his cab who he could not wake up. It was learned that the 54-year-old male was on a probation order not to consume. He also had 2 committal warrants to be dealt with prior to his release to appear in court at a later date. At 10:36 p.m., police were called to a Pokiok Road residence for a report of threats. A male threatened to harm himself and had numerous weapons that he displayed to the caller, as well as others present in the residence. The accused, age 45, was taken into custody and charged for threats and numerous weapons-related offenses. He was held in custody for a court appearance. At 11:11 p.m., police were called to the regional hospital for a report of a male out of control. A 41-year-old male was removed from the emergency department due to his behavior. It was learned that the accused was on a court order with several conditions from Nova Scotia. He was held in custody for a court appearance. At 11:50 p.m., police conducted a vehicles check on Stanley Street. The 24-year-old male operator was arrested for violating a curfew condition of a court order. The accused was held in custody for a court appearance. At 1:31 a.m., police were called to O'Leary's Pub on Princess Street for a report of an assault. The accused, age 23, was reported to have pulled a box cutter-style knife on the victim, who received very minor injuries. The accused was later released on conditions and will appear in court at a later date. At 3:30 a.m., police responded to King Vapor on Brassey Avenue for a report of an intrusion alarm. A window near the main entrance door was discovered broken. Entry was not gained, and the incident remains under investigation. At 11:03 a.m. on Sunday, police were called to the government garage on Highway No. 1 for a report of a break-and-enter into a sea can stored on the property. It was reported that several tires were stolen, the value of which exceeded $5,000. The incident remains under investigation. At 11:57 a.m., police were called to Foster Thurston Drive for a report of a break-and-enter. The caller reports that a door to one of the apartments in the building was kicked in. The apartment was being used as a storage unit, which was last checked at 3 p.m. the previous day. Nothing appeared to have been taken, and the incident remains under investigation. At 11:40 p.m. Sunday evening, police were called to Stevenson Towers for a report of a male out of control, threatening his mother with a knife. The 28-year-old male was taken into custody and charged for assault with a weapon, threats, and an outstanding parole warrant that had been issued for him. And at 3:09 a.m. this morning, Police were called to the area of Duke Street for a report of a hit and run. The caller reports that the suspect vehicle struck a parked car and left the scene. The vehicle and the 26-year-old male operator were located on Orange Street. The driver displayed signs of impairment and was subsequently arrested for impaired driving. He was later released to appear in court at a later date. And just to advise, there will be no video news release tomorrow morning for those of you looking for it. This concludes the media report for Monday, November 2nd. Have a great day and